Hello, everybody. How are you today? I'm curious to see if I'll have anybody participating live on an afternoon like this. I don't know if I've ever done an afternoon video, but as always, we know that this can be a replay. You don't have to watch it now, but I wanted to share today this card and how we created it as a flip flap. So this is just kind of a fun for all. This might be a little bit longer just because I will be crafting and showing you how to put the first part of this card together. Sorry. And I'm not going to be creating this card, but I'm going to be creating another one here using the Sweet Safari collection as I'm getting ready to work on that, because Sweet Safari is the feature paper pack for February. But this here is the perfect match. And you know what? I don't even think I have this flyer right here, but the perfect match is... Let me pull out here because I was here. Is this one? It is a Valentine special. Hey, Mamie. So good to see you. Or yeah, say hi to you. See you, right? So good. But this is the perfect match collection. This is good till the end of February. And that's what I used for this card. And Betty, welcome, Betty. Oh, Betty, did you see you won? You won at last night's Close to My Heart event. Congratulations if you didn't see. I tagged you in the post, so I was so excited to see that. But we're going to take a peek at this shaker card. And so I'm going to put out the items that I used in today's card. And this is the shaker card that I'm not quite done with. But we're going to just work together, and I can't wait to see what you come up with. So you see it's the same type of design that we're going to use the flip flap in the middle as the shaker. How cool is that? But just totally different papers, and how fun is that? And so for writing, you could make this a little bit wider and write just at the bottom. Or if you have a lot to say, I didn't get this finished here, but what you can do on the back of the card is just put a note card and write on the back if there's not enough room on the inside. Hey, Val, welcome. All right, so let's get started on how to create a flip-flap card. So I'm going to stick this out of the way here. I'm just going to stick it to the side for now. And we're going to look on this one. I want to show you the ingredients I use for this, and we'll go from there. So something that you're going to want, the two pieces of paper, the main two pieces of paper are, I'm using my card base, and in this case it was White Daisy. In this case it was the mint, so you can choose whatever, but White Daisy, and this is 4 1/4 by 12, okay? And then this is longer than 4 by 5, but you need maybe a 4 by 5 inch piece, something like that, because we're not going to be using all of this. So those are the two things we are going to need. And let me see here. The next thing you're going to need, do you have some score tape or tear tape? What is it called? I just tear it. It's very heavy duty. So good to see you, ladies. I wasn't sure if I'd have anybody on this afternoon or not. You're just going to need one of our flip flaps. In this case, I'm using a 4 by 3, so I'm going to pull that one out. And then a stamp set of your choice. For this stamp set that on this card today, this is the first time I got to ink them up. I'm so excited. But I am using, it has die cuts and the stamp images. And this one is called Sweet Safari Card Making Z3914. And it's this adorable one. Remember, all the shaded images, means that there's a coordinating die cut to match. And we call them thin cuts. So they are all shown right here. Okay. What else? I used some type of confetti on the inside. I actually used two. Do you see the iridescent? Look how empty my bag is. I have been using these, and I'll show you coming up February 1st. I'll have a February stamp of the month card. I'll show you how many I used of these. But this is flower confetti, one of my new favorite confettis. And that is in here. And I mixed it in with the mini hearts. And I have these in one of our craft jars. But these are mini hearts that they're almost like a really thin rubber. I don't know. Can you see them? How close can I get those? But they mixed in here. But look at this. Do you see all the colors in here? I took some time and separated out just the white, black, and red ones. And that's the ones I wanted for this card. Okay. And then I think that's all. Oh, I know what else I did. And then lately, I've really been loving the banners. So I did use another thin cut for this. And you might have something in your stash. Look at this, ladies. I forgot what this amazing waterfall thin cut, the extra pieces it has inside. And what's inside, look at this. Okay, so there's the waterfall part. Sorry, all the glare here. I should just pull them out. But what I really like are all these stitched shapes that come in the waterfall kit. Look at the stitch square, scallops square, a scallop circle, and then these stitched banners come all in that waterfall. And Mary Lou, I don't think she's on here, but I know I want to share how to make a waterfall card. That's on my list of another live to do. Oh, yes. You're welcome, Betty. You're welcome. But that is where this banner for the congratulations comes from. Okay? All right. So I think that's all. So let's get to work on how to create this card. Oh, one more thing. Oh, no. And I need the other part of this here. But these are the fancy border thin cuts. And that's what I use for this. I use the scalloped one, which is not shown in here right now. There's 5 borders and they all have stitching to them. I love, love, love this die set. It came out in... Oh, you are watching, Mary Lou. Hey, you. So I did not forget about you and the waterfall card. So that is still in my mind. And I think this stamp set would be really cute to make a waterfall card with. Oh, here it is. Yay. It didn't hide from me. So here is the die. Can you see this? That we're going to use to cut these fun pieces. And it's a little bit hard to see on the dots, the stitching, but then on the back, you can see how it gives it a nice look on the back. All right, so let's get moving. I showed you all the pieces. Well, some of the pieces. And like I said, I'm not done on the inside. The one thing I wanted to do is our stencils. And I'll show you the mint card. Can you see just the light hearts? I love our plastic stencils. And so at the end, I am going to pull in a stencil. I think the yellow canary color I might want to pull in, or saffron, and do a stencil of sunbeams on here. And I'll do that later. Remind me if I forget. Okay. Oh, and I did have to, I was looking at, you know, in the book, and let me show you how the book shows you. So this is the January, February book. This is Sweet Safari, and how it has all the colors listed at the top. This is page 15 of Sweet Safari. I was curious how many of the shimmer brushes we had of those colors. Look, ladies. We have all the colors. This isn't called Candy Apple, but it is called Red. But Red, Bluebird, Espresso, Lagoon, Sundance, Avocado, and Black all coordinate with this collection. So I was like thrilled with that. Hey, Wendy. All right. So let's get to working, and I'm going to stick this stuff aside. So I told you all the ingredients we'll need in case you want to follow along or grab anything. But we're going to make this cute little card and show you how to do this. All right. So you're going to take your 4 1/4 by 12-inch strip of paper. And I have a scoring board, but so often when it's just one score, I use my paper trimmer and a bone folder. Okay. Now, am I zoomed? Oh, fuzziness. Oh, my lovely, lovely internet, right? Okay, so I am going to peel this off now. And I'm going to keep taping because when I put it back on, it should be good. But I am going to go into 5.5 and score right there. Okay. 5.5 and score. The reason I'm doing that, a 4 1/4 by 5.5, this was 4 1/4 by 12, 4 1/4 by 5.5 is a standard size card. Okay. So now when you score, or when you fold it, you know the valley, you know what I mean? The valley that you dug in when you did the bone folder, you actually do not fold into the valley, but you fold out to get that score. It's with the grain of the paper and it really works well. So now I have the longer flap on the front of this card as we go from here. Now my 4x5 piece, and like I said, this is longer than that, but 4x5 should do you and should help you. It's just a little bit shorter than this. Do you see that? And so let me move some things here. I need to get my embossing machine up here. That's why I'm moving some things. What I'm going to do is just lightly take my glue and just lightly do a strip across the top to just tack it there. Because, let me show you now. Now I have this big long piece. This is my card base, and this is my big long piece that I'm going to cut out. So, there's my scrap paper. Let me do this. And I'm actually going to move my craft mat too, because I want the embossing folder, what's this called? Embossing machine. I have it close to my heart. Let me back up and you're going to see all of my, everything else here. Okay. I got out the close to my heart embossing machine, ladies, and it is lovely. And you just turn dials on the side to make it thicker. So I'm still learning, but I love the suction and put in, and it doesn't move. Okay. So don't watch me. I'm still learning and I'm trying to figure out what the best way is for me. That's really good, isn't it? Don't watch me. Let me do this. Hold on here. I don't want this right in my screen because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. So it's hard to work in a small area, you know? Here is my die cut that is stitching, and I'm going to zoom back in again. And what I'm going to do is, this is the back of my card that's going to stay up. And you see the front of this card here? I want about that much showing, okay? And so I'm just going to put this in the middle, and I'm going to adjust this. My thin cut is just the right size to go through here. So you want to be careful depending on your machine, because it could bump it and move it if it's not on quite right, which that one is a little bit. And so you just want to work with it and go from there, okay? Then I'm just going to run this through the machine. And how this machine works is, this is not the way you're supposed to do it, but this is the way I'm doing it, okay? I like to have something on top that I can make sure that it is holding it down. Yeah. Oh, Mary Lou, I do know. And I do like this long board. I'm only going to take it through once. I'm not going to take it through again. It is, but it is nice that we only have to bring our things along for the weekend, right, Mary Lou? And so there you go. You can see that these stuck down, and I'm actually, I just remembered I wanted to do something different on my other sample card. So I shouldn't have used that glue quite on there, but isn't that cool? That little stitch border, and I'm not sure that you can see it with the dots, but there is that as well. So in order to, I'm going to hold off, but in order to offset this, I'm going to do it all at once. I'm going to trim off like 1/8 of an inch so I can offset it and have a little bit of that white border showing too. Okay, so there we go. That's the front part, but we still need this piece at the bottom. And so we have this extra piece right here. And again, I'm just going to find my tape over here off screen, and I'm just going to tape it together. And this paper is from the Sweet Safari paper pack. Okay, just to keep it together is what I want it to do. I want to have it centered because this is the 4 1/4 inch piece, the white, and this is the 4-inch piece. And again, what I'm going to do, does that work to put that card there? Is I want the bottom part. And so this time, the bubbles, the clouds, how do I want to angle them? Do I want to angle them the opposite way or keep them going? On this one, I was able actually to go like kind of straight across. So I'm not sure if I can do that on this machine. I use my Cuttlebug to create that other machine, but I was determined to get out my close to my heart one today. My close to my heart die cutting machine. All right, so let's just do this. And so I want to make sure I'm just going to run this through again because I'm cutting this bottom part of this card here. Okay, so run this through, and there's a little bit of a lapse too. So feel free to comment. I will come back later. I am actually getting ready for a vendor show tomorrow. Tonight you're going to see a post come up that if you are in the Exton area, you are welcome to pop on over. But I'm vending at a crop that usually holds 60 people, and they are now down to 30 for COVID reasons. So I'm excited for that. All right, I think that's it. Let's pull this away. Okay. And I am going to pull my chair in here and pull my Versamat back. It's good you can't see this mess that's off to the side here. Hey, this is another thing. Can you see this? I cut my craft mat in half, and I am loving it. I have 2 craft mats in. Actually, I do have 3 or 4, but I have 2 craft mats, and it is just a little less bulky. I love the craft mat. I won't go anywhere without it because of how I use it for all of my gluing and all of that kind of thing. But I don't have such a big area for it. It really, really is cool. All right, so we're going to put this away. And let's do this. All right. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring my paper trimmer in here and just trim off 1/8 of an inch, just because I want the white to show all around my edging of the card here. Okay. And so that's what that does. Am I in camera yet? Alrighty. So I'm just going to actually, I'm not going to glue that down because hello, how will we get the flip flap on? Okay. So that is that. And then the bottom here, how tall do I want this to be? And so you're going to need a pencil or something. Is this all making sense? Okay. And this, how tall do I want it to be? Oh, let's go about there. And I'm lining it up to the edge of my card. So if you want to make a pencil mark, you can. It's not real precise. So I'm just going to put my finger there and go in and cut. So it's that dot there, right? Isn't it great? We all craft differently, right? And whatever works for me may not work for you. So I cut through double thickness there. This is all leftover now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this up off of here. And I'm going to trim like 1/8 of an inch off of this. Just so, again, I have that white edging around the entire bottom part. Okay? Cool. Maybe I should let me look real quick here. Ah! Yeah, I'm not going to do it because I'm going to shred it. Okay. All right. Now it's time to get our flip flap ready and do that part first. So what I do with this, I take my anti-static pouch and I'm going to stick that in here. just to help staticness leave here. Oh, yes. Isn't that true? Fingers are great. And so I'm going to put some of the sequins in. I found this cute little spoon for my sequins. Now it's closing on me. I think I need more than that. And seriously, you know what? I was so excited. My card making subscription box arrived, and I hope to create some of those with you. But in the future. But guess what's in there? The flower confetti. I was so thrilled that a new pack is in there that I can use. But I'm going to, you know, it's always, I'd put them in here. Do you do that with your anti-static pouch? Because it makes the sequins loose, takes that static away, and allows them to work. Yay. All right, we got them all in there. Now I'm going to pull in the hearts that I sorted out. And this is just the black, white, and red. And you don't want tons in here. I'm going to kind of hold it shut here and shake it around a little to mix them. Because we don't want all the sequins in one pile. So sorry if that makes you dizzy, right? And that's about enough because we're not going to see too much of it here. Okay? And then next what I'm going to do, I am going to take some of that tear tape. How many of you have tear tape or know what tear tape is? I like my tear tape. It is very heavy duty and works well. I'm taking a piece of this. Now here's the, the problem with camera. I usually do this and it's like right up in my face. But I am putting a piece of tear tape. Did I make it too long? Let's do this. It's just a wee bit long. So let me get, oh, did you see the confetti come out? Let me do that real quick. And this is like the only tedious part. This card is really actually easy to make. It's not bad at all. But it just takes some precision, and that was not straight. And I know you can't see what I'm doing here, right? Sorry. But I may have to. There we go. Let's do that. Okay. And then that's not quite big enough. I'm going to pull in another piece of tear tape and put it in vertically. And it's tear tape. You can cut it. There's no harm in cutting it. But I'm just going to do this like that. Okay, now the fun part of trying to get the backing off, right? But what I'm going to do, I'm going to explain this because I did it one way and I had to pull it up. You do not want to go lay this down and go like this and flatten it this way. You know what? That creates no suction in there and the confetti doesn't move. So when you're pulling this off, let me get the actual backing off of this. Ooh, thank you. That came off quite easy compared to how I was doing it when I was working on this a little bit ago. Now, well, yeah, this little one here, paper piercer, right? All right. And I told my family, I said, I'm doing a live if you guys happen to come home. Oh, sorry. Just bumped my camera. That was scary for you guys. So what I'm going to do is kind of shake this up a little bit. Move it up. Just gently. You don't want it to come out like that. And then I'm just going to kind of pinch it. Okay? And yes, I didn't do anything with this yet. The white there. Yay! Okay. And there is a little bit of space that something could come out, but I'm going to hold it for now because it won't when we're done with it. All right. Next, what we're going to do is, I just kind of like to lay this out. I want to see how this is going to be. And we need the flip flap to be the same from the right side, the edge of the flip flap. Can you see this? From the edge of the right side as the edge of the left side. Okay. And so that kind of determines how far up it goes. And we have plenty at the bottom here that this is going to get glued here as well. And we will be set. Okay. So, but I want to work with the top first. So I'm going to pull this piece off. And this is where you're going to take off the backing of the flip flap. Okay, just comes off. This is very sticky. If you have not worked with flip flaps, it is very sticky. But what I'm going to do is, I'm trying to stay in camera, just holler at me if I'm not. But I don't want to go too high, but I do want to try and be as centered as possible. Now, if I would get low, I could always trim off a little bit of the plastic too. Okay, so there we go. That's there. Now, to make this secure, and because I missed that little spot, I forgot to tell you a thing. Liquid glass. Liquid glass I used a lot in this as well. And so liquid glass, I have a tip for you in this too. Do you hear that? Okay, the air is through there. I'm just going to lightly put some of the liquid glass on there. I tap it every time I'm done and squeeze it and put the lid back on right away. Make sure the air is coming through because that allows it to be open next time. Now I'm just going to quickly do this, and that's going to hold that in place. Just another, I like to make sure it's firm and that it's sealed correctly. And I got some liquid glass on my fingers. And then what I'm going to do is take my close to my heart tape runner, and I'm just going to tape along the edges. I really, really like my close to my heart tape runner. I know for myself, it's a little bit expensive because it's not a refillable, but I use it when I want things to stick hard because it works so well. And so I do use it a lot. I just wish it was refillable. But that is something I use. All right. There we go. Now we're on to the bottom one. And so what we're going to do here now is you're going to line up this bottom, and now make sure before you line it up that these pieces line up. Okay, see what I'm doing? And then you want to just set this one aside, but the white one you want to line up to the bottom here. And so if you like washi tape or something, you can do that and just tack it here. But again, this is where I'm going to pull my liquid glass. And liquid glass is actually an embellishment. It makes like a clear glaze. Like if you put it on a dot of glitter paper, it'll make it look like a raised gem. But it is a great glue. It's perfect raindrops. Icicles, like liquid glass is fabulous, but it has many, many uses, and it has been around a long time. So you see where I need to do that underneath here? So I need to go, and I want to show you there. I'm not using much because, can you see how much I'm using? Not much at all, because liquid glass is amazing. It is the strongest bond out there. And I want to tap those pieces up too if I can. And it will spread. And I'm just going to hold it there for a little bit. I'm going to tap this in the meantime and squeeze it. Okay. So isn't this amazing? It really is an easy card. It really is. And then I'm going to take this, and I always go to my craft mat because I don't know, just because if I get off the edge, it doesn't stick onto anything. Okay. Uh-oh, is my flip flap crooked? You'll forgive me if it is, right? And actually, you know, we're just going to do it that way. I don't have the edge on the bottom that I was hoping for, but that's okay. We are set. All right. So you can see I have a little bit of an edge. I'll trim that off later. All right, so we've got our main shaker. I did want to show you, and maybe you ladies do this too, another tip that is helpful for me when I get a new stamp set like this, and I just want to cut all the shapes out because I want to try them. I want to have them with me. Let me show you what I did. So here's all my shapes. And actually, here's the little mini envelope I thought about using too. But here are my shapes. And when I have all these shapes and I want to stamp them all in intense black especially, I will use my stamp, what's it called? Tim Holtz, what is this? A tonic. A friend gave this to me as a gift. And this is what I do. So I will cut out all of the pieces, and then I will save that template and tack it down. Okay. And then I'll take, and I don't know if you can see this, I will take my tape runner and just put a dab in each one of those so that, now this will be stamped already, so that it will go in there and fit perfectly for when I line up my stamps. Then on this side, I lined up all of my stamps. I put them, here, we'll do it like this. So I did this. Once I glued this down, I just stuck this in here, and then I came over and I picked that up. See if it picks up. This was my hard one. I think this must be a soft spot in this board because that was a hard one. There, picked it up, and that lines up perfectly as I want to stamp images. Does that make sense? And maybe, who knew that already? Give me some thumbs up. Maybe you already knew that. I think that was a Jennifer McGuire tip. I like her card making and love to watch all of her ideas. All right, so let's go on with this card, and I want to show you the inside part of this too. All right, so what I did, I was really debating and wondering, I wanted to fit a mini envelope on here. Have you seen our mini envelopes? They are so fun and so adorable. It is a thin cut that cuts it out just like this. And can you see the score lines on it? So it's already scored there. I'll just score it in and it's all ready to go. You could make it closed. You could have things coming out. And I thought about having hearts coming out of it, these rubber hearts, but I just wasn't sure. So, you know, at least when I see something like this, I think this needs gems yet, or it needs ribbon or twine or something yet. But I wanted to just kind of get the base down and then let you girls, I can't wait to see what you're going to come up with too. And actually, I'll tell you now, I'm showing you this a bit early because I have a vendor showing in Exton here in Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But this is going to be a creative challenge that I'm going to put on our page for February, the month of February. You have all February to play and create this, but this video is what I'm going to tag to the announcements section of this page. And this is going to be our creative challenge in the group, and we'll have a prize or two as well for those that participate. Okay. So anyhow, back to this. So what I did is I actually cut the palm trees out of avocado and espresso cardstock. And then I always have samples. You probably do too. I stamped this one in avocado ink, but I really liked it stamped in espresso ink. And so to create this palm tree here, I'm just going to take my scissors and cut around. And so, yeah, so I hope you all are inspired and get to and participate in the upcoming creative challenge. It's no pressure. It's not by whose is the best or anything. It's more as far as who participates with the whole prize thing. And I'll have the details up there, but I've been wanting to do this for a while and I'm really excited. And so look at how you can put that together to get your palm tree. Okay. Hey, Miss Kathy. And so that will just go there. And then you can decorate however, if you want to, like this, I said was from the waterfall thin cut set. You can do that. But something I want to play with. Oh, I have to show you this. This was another thing. This bundle of Joy Stamp is in this stamp set, and it fit really good on this circle die cut that comes from this waterfall die cut set, the thin cut set, okay? And so what I did, look at that. I took the shimmer brush, the Sundance shimmer brush, and just went around the outside to give it a little bit of color, because that about holds it. I was like, does that look dumb? Or maybe it'd be better over here. You know how you just kind of look at things or play, or I don't know. That's another thought. All right, something else I wanted to show you, and I'm going to bring my original back in that you saw from my blog. that I did stenciling on the inside. And so what I wanted to do, and I ran out of time when I was creating this, because we have plans tonight now and I couldn't go live tonight, was I want to use that Sundance ink, and I am going to pull in a new, I just store in the extra blending tool pads, because I haven't used this yet. I have a mint one here right now that I'm just going to pull off and then put this right on, and we're going to ink this up. But have you seen our 12 by 12 stencils? They are so fun. And so I'm going to pull this out, and the stencils are actually shown in our core catalog. Let me see if I can grab a sheet of paper here that's going to back this, hopefully. Can you see the designs on this? Does that help? So this is a honeycomb I think I'm going to use for this one. But this is pack 2, and there are 3 12 by 12 stencils in each one. Are you going to ask me what my favorite pack is? Can you see this one? That's kind of a fun one. And then this one, I don't know what my favorite is. I'll have to put a link below for you to look at the stencils. It's 1 or 3. I really like 1 or 3. This is the first time I'm actually using 2, but I really wanted to use this honeycomb. I thought that might work well. Now tell me, and you're on delay a little bit here, is yellow going to be the right choice? Is yellow going to be the right color for this? I was trying to look at my colors here. I'll pull out my shimmer brushes. There's a lot of bold colors. I didn't think green was quite it. I'm going to try and do a light yellow. Yeah? Isn't that honeycomb neat, Betty? And I know I was doing Distress Oxide inks, and I'm still planning to continue that. And I had promised you before that the next time we do, I share Distress Oxide, I'd be showing you stencil tips. And believe me, we've got some stencil tips to share, and I'm excited about that. Okay, so let's do this. Oh, I'm going fuzzy on you again. Hopefully you can still hear me. I am just going to tape down the stencil a little bit. And ladies, this is like, I haven't tried this before. I mean, I've done the stencil, but let me do this. This is another thing. This is a great mat. Can you see me doing that? This is a great mat to just tap off on it, and then it just wipes up with baby wipes. So I'm just going to come in here, and do you see how lightly? And we're going to see what this looks like when it's taped down like this. I'm going to go back here. I think there's some ink there. When it's taped down like this, you can kind of lift up and then see if you want to do any more. But I'm telling you, this is going to look dark once I pull this up. So let's pull this up. And I should have zoomed in. I'm sorry. Still learning. Any tips you have for me, okay? Oh, I like it. I like it. I'm going to pull it up. And you probably can't see it because it's so light. There. But do you see the lightness of this? And with the regular inks, with our inks, and yes, they are magnetic closure. These are water-based dye inks, okay? These are going to be a little bit lighter in tone than the Distress Oxides. Ah, what happened there? Switch the camera back around. Sorry. You got to see my basement ceiling where my office is. But you don't see much of this going through. Do you see that? But it is just a little subtle look. And I don't know how well that shows up on camera. Okay. Oh, thanks, Betty. Good. I'd love to see what you all come up with too, but I just am having, some fun. So that again is kind of the basic. Now I will just go wash this with water or baby wipe or something like that, and it will be set to go again. So it's really easy cleanup as well. But anyhow, so like I said, I still want gems. I want some tie, something like that on here, but I will work on that and then hopefully get that posted later. But I hope that was helpful today. I didn't want to keep you too long, but I knew this would be a little longer. I know I love learning new things, and I hope that you enjoy it too. I am going to share, one other thing here related to baby. Since this is kind of a baby card, I don't know if you saw these Hello World wood pieces yet. Oh, I forgot to bring them down. They just arrived yesterday. But if you need baby things, these are adorable. They are like this big, 4¼ maybe, and are beautiful. And I'll have to show them to you. But these are good till the end of February, so we've got time to do that too. But hopefully that was fun for you today. As always, you can watch this as a replay, so no worries there. Take your time. Any questions, just pop them below, and we will go from there. All right, my friends, I probably won't be live the next few days because I am headed to that vendor show for the next 3 days. But I look forward to coming back next week. All right, well.